Monster Hunter Wilds is a great game, but it runs like absolute dog shit. Okay, the game, it's horribly optimized, even with good PCs, and on me, someone like me that uses a laptop to play the game and stream, yeah, it's rough. But there are ways to make the game look better and performs better. And in this video, we're gonna go through one particular one that really has saved my entire streaming career in Monster Hunter Wilds. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. And let's get into it. So, what am I talking about, guys? Yes, I am talking about the mythical program that everybody hates, Lossless Scaling. This new update on Lossless Scaling has completely changed the entirety of my Monster Hunter Wilds experience. Because the main way of people actually playing the game and actually getting good FPS was in a very, very specific manner. By going into graphics, going into frame rate and capping it at 30, then using frame generation inside of the game, right here, to go from 30 to 60, to double it. But the thing is, even though the frame generation in Monster Hunter Wilds works pretty okayly, the truth is that the game, it's not the best type of frame generation. You already have to go into a mod to actually be able to use DLSS frame generation, which is, you know, arguably better in some scenarios than the FSR that comes in Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's the only way to actually make it. And even when you do, the game looks not, it doesn't look that well, okay? It just doesn't. We can actually go in here, test it out a little bit, and you're gonna see that the game instantly starts becoming like way more grainy and looks very weird. And honestly, like my encoding on my computer, on my OBS, is already like struggling. It's starting to break. Okay, like on my side it doesn't look that bad, but it's not good. Okay, let's disable all of the type of upscaling completely. I mean, it looks better than before, actually, particularly because we can now decide on the actual amount of scaling that we want, and it'll be consistently in that. You can actually make it look more grainy, like that, or make it look less grainy and even overcap it. But our FPS is completely horrible because we don't have frame generation. But here's what you can do. What you can do is use the program Lossless Scaling to do the frame generation instead, which has better frame generation technology than the frame generation from the game, and we're gonna see that the game looks way better. And you're gonna think, well, why is this the case? Which is adaptive frame generation. And what does it do? What it does is that regardless of your type of FPS that you have inside of the game, it will always try its best to go to 60. If I had fixed frame generation, it would go from, whenever it drops from 30 to 28, it would not be able to make it to 60, it would just double it and get to 56. If it would go over, well, it wouldn't, because it would go to 30, and that's the maximum amount of the frames that the game can produce, and then it would stop and it would go to 60. So if you drop from 30 to 28, you're gonna get a FPS drop. Well, with this new system instead, is that it actually lets you be able to get to 40 FPS and not go over 80. It lets you stay on 40, for example, and just supply the 20 FPS you're missing. It's adaptive. It adapts depending on your frames, right, that your computer can actually make inside of your game, and then use this to get the closest and get into your target frame rate in the most stable way. So therefore, the performance on your computer and the resources that your computer has will always be used to the maximum extent without overcapping the frame generation if it doesn't have to, and without undercapping the frame generation inside of the game without overcapping. So what would be the settings that you want for this? You would go in here into settings. You would have frame rate capped, or whatever the targets that you want to get. If you want to get to 120 FPS, you can, but whatever the actual FPS you want to get to, you should have the frame rate capped at that. Then you should go and upscaling, disable all this, disable upscaling, frame generation, all the stuff, and you should go into render scaling and just pick a number that you actually like yourself for the game to look however you actually want it to. If you're having problems with VRAM, I would recommend to have everything on lowest. I see, look at this, like texture quality, having it at the bottom will actually help you with this very, very much. And everything else, just have it on low. You can try yourself and see if there's anything that you would actually rather have on maximum, but everything, in my opinion, I would just make it not do that. Okay, like just don't. For me, yeah, it just doesn't matter. And after that, you're done. You just go into your lossless scaling. You're gonna have to buy it. It's like $5. You're gonna have your type of generation, LSG3, adaptive, target to the amount of FPS you actually want to have, and flow scale to the max, so it actually focuses on doing that. Capture API, DXGAI. You can try with the other one if for some reason you're having some issues. Key target. This will make it so your delay, it will have bigger delay, but also if you're having performance issues, you can make the number higher if you so want to. Yeah, so you can do that, right? If you're having too many problems or unstable frame rate. For scaling, I actually have it on off. You can, if you want to make the game look more sharp, have any of these versions, and you can test out whichever works better for you. But for me, I just have it off because I don't really care. Sync mode, you definitely should have VSync, otherwise you most likely will indeed have some tearing, which doesn't look nice. And max frame latency, you can make this number higher or lower, depending on whether you're actually having performance issues or tearing. But it will make your input like a bit higher. Draw FPS, you should definitely have it on so you can check the amount of FPS that you're actually getting and generating. And HDR and G-Sync support if you have any of these ones. GPU on display, you should just have your main graphics card. There is a special video that I saw, and I'll leave it in the description down below, from SdShepard, which he makes this like, he has a computer that has 2 graphics cards, and he makes one graphics card deal with lossless scaling and another one deal with the computer, with the actual game. And apparently to him, this works very, very well. So if you have 2 graphics cards for some reason in your computer that are both okay, one super good and the other one like okay, don't use your Intel graphics card like I can with my laptop, don't do that. You'll be able to get a better amount of performance. And on behavior multi-display mode, if you indeed have multiple multiple monitors, okay? Now, let's go for the Grand Hub. And let's test this out in the place that we really need to test it out. We have seen, in this video, of course, some footage of me hunting Sogia with frame generation on. But let's go into the real trenches, okay? And let's try and load up 50 people in this lobby and see how much we actually drop in terms of frames. This is gonna be, maybe this is gonna be a bad idea to show how good the game looks, because most likely, especially because I have my LOD, my render distance on medium, which makes that it will indeed load almost everyone, will make me look like a dumbass in terms of the FPS that we have. But let's see it anyways. Look at that, 59 FPS, even though we're having a lot of people run around. Now you can see that person that is running around is kind of like, it looks a bit weird because of the frame generation, but it's still there. Look at that, guys. Look at everyone here, and I'm still at 60 FPS. God damn, who would have thought? This would not be the case, guys, with frame generation. And believe me, because on Saturday I was trying to stream and being in the lobby, just hanging out with people, I crashed like 4 times, okay? But this looks this looks great. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy with this. I can't believe that on a graphics on a laptop that I have, I'm able to actually play the game regardless with this new technology. So heavily recommend you to try it out. If you don't like it, of course, you can just refund it through Steam and buy something else with that money. But for me, this is it, guys. This is literally it. I'm so happy with this, and I'm so happy that I can finally play this game without being worried about having super bad FPS all the time. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it worked for you, And yeah, I don't know. If I got anything wrong, you can let me know as well, and I'll try and correct it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye. Bye.